Hey, what up, guys? It's Topher. As you can see, changed the look a little bit. Been craving a mohawk all year long. Normally have one for at least a few months out of every year, and I know I'm getting a bit old for it, and I'm gonna have to retire it soon. But 35 is like the new 28, So fuck it. But there's something that I want to talk about right quick, and it's going around. It's going around the country like a wildfire. So I might as well talk about it. Everybody else is talking about it, so let's talk about it. When I was younger, I fancied myself to be a Democrat, but that's because at the time, the way that I saw it was that what Democrat really meant was that you didn't see color, you didn't see ethnicity, you didn't care about what kind of family somebody came from, Didn't matter if you were black, white, red, yellow, didn't matter. Didn't matter. You cared about people's rights. You cared about people's constitutional rights. You cared that people were treated equally, whether they were black, white, straight, gay, didn't matter. So I kind of felt like I was a Democrat, so that's what I identified with. Which those are the kind of things that you can identify with. That's a whole other conversation for a whole other video. But the older that I get, the more that I realize that I'm not a Democrat. Apparently, I identify more with a Republican. And there's just this big swinging shift going on in America where it just seems that the collective party of Democrats is just running amok. And from this point on in the video, I will no longer refer to it as Democrats or Republicans. But what I want to say is that when you set out to protest, when you set out to assemble, you are acting on the First Amendment of the Constitution, which guarantees your right to peacefully assemble. It guarantees your right to be heard. Your voice matters. Doesn't matter who you are, what part of the country you come from, where your parents used to be from, the color of your skin. You're an American. You can protest. You can stand and say, this isn't right. Something needs to change. But the key word in all of that is peacefully. Peacefully. I could stand out here in the streets and until I am blue in the face and say whatever I want. It's nobody's fucking business. They can listen or they can not listen. If I feel so strongly about it that I feel like I need to stand in the street and say something, hopefully somebody listens. But how peaceful I am about it is what guarantees my right. Once you are no longer peaceful about it, nobody gives a fuck about what you got to say. Once you start destroying property and terrorizing other citizens, the First Amendment doesn't apply to you anymore. No more. At all. None. You then become a criminal. So, do I think the police system needs to be reformed? Yeah, I sure do. I think they need to be a lot more selective about who they let into the academy, who they put on the force, who actually makes the cut. They need to be a lot more selective about that, because racism is something that lies really deep, and I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But it lies really deep in some people. And although I don't care about it, and although I don't see colors like that, a lot of people do, and it's sad. So, yeah, they need to be a lot more selective about that. Should we defund the police? Fuck no. Hell no. I mean, when shit really hits the fan in your own home, and you've got home invaders and this and that, or people trying to break in and take your shit, and if you don't have the appropriate weapons, you need people that do. You need people to actually serve and protect. Do we need everybody that's on the force? No. Some of them are bigots. Some of them are just racist trash. But do we need the force? Yeah, we do. And this is coming from somebody with 2 felonies. You know? Like, I'm in the system. I'm not allowed to vote, or I would. I'm not allowed to own a gun. And I'm still standing here telling you that we do need the police. Do we need them to pettily pull us over and take us to jail because we're hustling or trying to make a buck? No. But there are bad people out there, and we do need them for that. There are people out there that genuinely want to harm people or just don't care about people in the way that keeps them from harming them. There are people out there that are naturally violent. There are people out there that literally don't give a fuck about the life next to them. Those, like that demographic, is what we need a police force for. So it's just, I feel like I get what they're doing. I get it, not what they're doing. I get what they're saying, but they're going about it the wrong way. Peacefully protest, get it. You know, did MLK not teach you anything? Come on. Peacefully. Not everybody's going to accept it, but people will respect it. As soon as you put down your sign and you start setting shit on fire and breaking glass and kicking doors in and destroying homes and businesses that people worked hard for, you're a criminal. Don't give a fuck about what you got to say then. Say it in court. We've all had to say our piece in court. It's time for them to say their piece in court too. And that's about it. It's been bugging me. It's bugging me, and it should be bugging all of you too. That's just that. And when I started this channel, I really wanted to talk about movies and TV shows and give reviews and reactions and this and that and make my mark on YouTube that way, but I've strayed really far away from that, and that's mostly because 2020 is a shit show. It is what it is, I guess. Anyway, this is Topher. Like, subscribe, and share, please. And you guys have a nice evening. Thanks.